Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week.
7 children were transported to the Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton on Thursday, September 26, following a motor vehicle crash on Alter Street. According to Pennsylvania State Police, the crash took place behind the 100 building of Hazleton Apartments around 4 o'clock p.m. Troopers say the crash was allegedly caused by a braking system malfunction, but that the driver was able to safely navigate the transport van into 2 trees. According to State Police, the 7 juvenile passengers were all able to exit the vehicle under their own will and were transported by the EMS to the Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton for suspected minor injuries. The juveniles were later released to their parents. The investigation into the incident remains ongoing.
A Hazleton woman passed away on Sunday from injuries sustained during a house fire earlier this month. According to the Lehigh County coroner, 59-year-old Lisa Thompson of Hazleton died of smoke inhalation at Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest. The fire occurred on September 15th at 604 P Street in Hazleton. The investigation into the fire remains ongoing.
As the weather gets colder, the Shapiro administration is encouraging Pennsylvania residents to get updated vaccines. According to the Pennsylvania Department of Health, respiratory disease season officially started on September 29th. Officials say receiving annual vaccinations for flu, COVID-19, and RSV can boost your body's natural defenses against the viruses by slowing the spread of the disease, preventing severe illness, and lowering the likelihood of hospitalizations. Vaccines are especially important for children, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems. Between October of 2023 and September of 2024, officials report that nearly 500 people died from the flu and over 2,000 people died from COVID-19. Vaccines for COVID-19 and flu are covered at no cost to the consumer by most insurance plans in Pennsylvania. For more information and to find a vaccination location near you, you can visit vaccines.gov. PA Senator Dave Argel has announced legislation to repurpose the vacant Whitehaven Center. The Whitehaven Center was shut down in 2023 by the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. Since then, the property has been maintained through taxpayer dollars despite standing empty. Senate Bill 1277 demands a detailed plan from the Pennsylvania Department of General Services on how to repurpose the Whitehaven Center, along with the Hamburg Center and the Polk Center, which were also closed in recent years. According to Senator Argel's office, the carryover costs for maintaining the building for the 2023 to 2024 fiscal year were almost $9 million. The bill was advanced by the Senate State Government Committee, who voted 10-1 on moving the issue forward. The bill will now advance to the full Senate for consideration.
Uno, dos, tres. Yay!
The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce held ribbon-cutting ceremonies for 2 new local businesses in the Laurel Mall on Thursday. The Market, Antiques, Crafts, and Collectibles, located in the Boscov's wing of the mall, and the Golden Restaurant 2, located in the center court of the mall, are now open for business. Golden Restaurant 2 offers a wide array of food options, including Hispanic-inspired dishes and beverages, while the Market Antique Store offers decades' worth of collectibles and decor from over 28 vendors. Co-owner of the Market, Jennifer Wetzel, told us that there is something for everyone to find at the store.
We've got toys, games, cards, comic books, glassware, china. Just about everything from A to Z is in here. Our vendors all find their own merchandise, price their own merchandise, so we don't do any of that. Bring in their stuff, we sell it for them, they get the money, and then they bring in more stuff.
The Market was originally located in Schuylkill County, and they have now relocated to the Hazleton area. Wetzel said that she is looking forward to meeting new people here as the store begins a new chapter.
We'd like to get to know our customers. So we have people who even followed us up here. We've already seen them. Our shoppers from Schuylkill County have already come and visited this location. So we like to get to know our customers. It's not just like a Walmart or a Target where it's in and out. We talk to you. We like to get to know what you like. We look for things for people. We have people who give us lists. Here's a, if you see any of this, pick it up for me. So we enjoy that aspect. So meeting new people is probably one of the highlights.
The Market and Golden Restaurant 2 are both open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the Laurel Mall. Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere, or SAFE, is gearing up for their 18th annual Pause for a Cause dog walk on Sunday, October 6th. The annual dog walk will be held at Whitetail Preserve in Black Creek Township and will begin with registration at 12:30 p.m. The event will feature a pet costume contest and the annual blessing of the animals. The cost is $15 per dog, and all proceeds will assist with the purchase of a service dog for a local autistic child. For additional information about sponsorship or vendor opportunities at the event, you can call 570-535-0293. Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere is also inviting the public to take part in their annual Drive for Autism golf tournament. The golf tournament will take place on October 11th at the Blue Ridge Trail Golf Course in Mountain Top. Registration for the event is on a first-come, first-served basis beginning at 11 a.m. The cost to participate is $500 for 4 golfers. Funds raised during the event will benefit SAFE, a nonprofit organization providing support for families and children with autism. For additional information about SAFE or the golf tournament, you can visit autismsafe.org. Coming up on WYLN News, Chris Fulmer takes us down the path through history with Wilkes-Barre Part 4. Plus, we join State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's Weekly Update. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
WYLN News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network Express Care, now open on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township. Walk-in care 365 days a year for common illness and minor injuries.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations, Route 93 in Nescopec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. FNL Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rayner. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. FNL Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit FNL Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hard times would come to Wilkes-Barre in the mid-20th century as coal died a slow and steady death in the decades progressed. The death knell for deep mining in the Wilkes-Barre area would come on January 22, 1959 at the River Slope Mine owned by the Knox Coal Company. The miners had been ordered by management to dig underneath the Susquehanna River, which was against standard industry regulations. Unable to judge the thickness of the rock above them, they dug too close to the surface, and the river broke into the mine, filling it with roughly 10 billion gallons of water and killing 12 men. It would take 3 days to plug the hole in the river, which was partially accomplished by pushing empty train cars into the whirlpool that had formed, and the bodies of the deceased were never recovered. Mining in northeastern Pennsylvania would not recover from the disaster either, as the rise of oil and natural gas would displace coal as a major energy source. 13 years later, the city would take another heavy blow in June 1972, when Hurricane Agnes moved through the area. The storm raised Susquehanna River levels to heights of 41 feet above the city's then existing levee systems and flooded the downtown with 9 feet of water. 128 people were killed in the storm, and 400,000 homes and businesses were destroyed, with damages totaling over $2 billion. Wilkes-Barre quickly improved its levee system afterwards to prevent such a calamity from happening again. And fortunately, Wilkes-Barre had a firm ally in Congress to help them recover from Agnes's wrath. Daniel Flood had been first elected to the House of Representatives in 1944, following several positions at the state level, including a stint working for the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board. He would lose office in 1946, be re-elected a second time in 1948, was defeated again in 1952, and then won a seat a third time in 1954, the first of 11 consecutive terms in the House. Dapper Dan, as he was known, became a prominent member of the House, notably with a high-ranking seat on the House Appropriations Committee. Flood firmly supported the creation of Medicare, and, well aware of the difficulties his constituents faced with the decline of the mines, pushed for passage of the Area Redevelopment Act of 1961 and the Federal Coal Mine Health and Safety Act of 1969. When Agnes's waters crushed Wilkes-Barre, it was Flood who got Richard Nixon to personally come and examine the damage, and Flood who marshaled the overall federal response to the disaster. It took a flood to tame a flood, the congressman would brag afterwards. Throughout all Flood's career, however, numerous charges of corruption would dog him. At least 8 U.S. attorney offices would investigate him during his tenure, levying close to 200 corruption charges at him. And it would come to a head in February 1978, when Flood would be formally accused of illegally giving federal grant money to a community organization in New York. A former aide would testify under oath that Flood had repeatedly received kickbacks from businesses in exchange for giving them lucrative grants. In one notable allegation, it was claimed Flood had taken money from Plains Township's Medico Industries, which at that time was rumored to be controlled by the mob, in exchange for a $4 million contract from the Defense Department to produce warheads for the Vietnam War. The fact Flood often traveled in a Medico company jet did not help his cause. He would be indicted in September 1979 on 3 counts of perjury concerning payoffs, and would be censured by Congress the following year. Seeing the writing on the wall, Daniel Flood would resign his House seat in January 1980. Later in 1972, though, Wilkes-Barre would again find itself as a place of origin, this time in the realm of television. Far away in New York, Charles Dolan, the head of Manhattan Cable, had a problem. His company, despite being the first cable company in the country to use underground cables, was losing money. To turn his luck around, Dolan hit on the idea of a new cable channel, originally to be called the Green Channel, that would show unedited movies and live sporting events without commercial interruption. In 1971, he got authorization from the FCC to move ahead with what was then called home box office, but faced the additional problem in New York City of having a pre-existing pay-TV franchise agreement. So Dolan scouted for another city to launch his new channel on. Originally, he aimed to use Allentown for the launch, but that fell through after learning that city fell within the Philadelphia 76ers blackout radius, which have hindered the live sporting events Dolan wished to run. Help came from Teleservice, later Service Electric, head John Walson, who offered to let his cable service in Wilkes-Barre be the channel's launch distributor. And so, at 7:30 p.m. on November 8, 1972, HBO went on the air to 365 initial subscribers in the Wilkes-Barre area with a Rangers-Canucks hockey game, followed by the Henry Fonda movie Sometimes Great Notion. In the years since, HBO has grown from these humble beginnings into an entertainment giant, providing hours of entertainment content for viewers. Today, a large plaque stands in Wilkes-Barre's public square to celebrate the birth of the now legendary channel in the city. And while many professional athletes have come out of Wilkes-Barre over the decades, few have captured the public's attention more than Raghib Ismail. The oldest of three athletic brothers, Ismail played football and track and field at Myers High School, where he earned his nickname the Rocket for his blazing fast speed. He would go on to play football at Notre Dame, where his play on the field, memorably including several kick return touchdowns, would wow fans across the nation. Notre Dame won the national championship in 1988, Ismail's freshman year, and was a major contender for the title for the remainder of his time in South Bend. Ismail finished second to Ty Detmer in the Heisman Trophy voting in 1990, and afterwards decided to turn professional. Although he seemed certain to be the number one pick in that year's NFL draft, it would be the Canadian Football League's Toronto Argonauts who would get Ismail's attention first. Eager to make a big splash under a new ownership group that included both Wayne Gretzky and John Candy, the Argonauts signed Ismail to a then-football record $18.2 million contract. With the Rocket leading the way, the Argonauts would have a magical 1991 season, making it all the way to the championship game. There, in a contest played in temperatures well below zero, Ismail would pull off some cool runnings, returning a kickoff 87 yards for a touchdown, and ultimately winning game MVP as the Argonauts defeated the Calgary Stampeders for the Grey Cup. The following season would be less successful for the franchise, after which the Argonauts, facing financial difficulties, released Ismail. He would sign with the then Los Angeles Raiders, who had drafted him in the 4th round in 1991. Ismail would have a generally solid NFL career, racking up 5,291 total receiving yards and 30 touchdowns with 3 teams before retiring in 2003.
Welcome back to this edition of Feel Good Friday. I'm joined by Dr. John. Dr. John, how's it going?
Great, Ryan. I'm excited to do these shows to give practical tips to people.
Yep, and today we're going to talk about carpal tunnel.
Yep. I like to be open with people. 30 years ago, before your time, there was a local Dr. Lung. You never heard of that name. He was a local surgeon. I had carpal tunnel. I went to him, he says, John, from seeing 400 people a week, your hands are so inflamed. He goes, rather than cutting carpal tunnel surgery, they cut to open up the little tunnel to take pressure off. Those people, when they become older, they lose all muscular strength. They have a hard time taking out dentures or taking off their bra. I'm not against carpal tunnel surgery, but here's what Dr. Lung told me to do. Soak my hands every day, and I did. 1 hour of cold water. I wore wrist splints to bed at night so that I didn't irritate my carpal tunnel. It took 3 months. All my carpal tunnel went away. Just from cold, reduced inflammation. The wrist splint kept my hand in a neutral position, because here's people typing all day, texting all day, and then they'll say to me, John, I put my hands in cold water for 7 days. It didn't help me. 60 days of 1 hour a night. Soak your hands in cold water. Your carpal tunnel 99% of the time goes away. Carpal tunnel surgery is successful in getting rid of it, but it will weaken. I've seen it. They come in when they're 80 years old, no muscular strength in their hands at all. So carpal tunnel, chiropractically, proper nerve supply from the neck to the arm, a wrist splint, cold water. It'll change your life.
Really important information with all the technology today, like you said. But I'd like to thank Dr. John for joining us on this Feel Good Friday, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Welcome back to Watcher's Weekly Update. I'm joined as always with State Representative Dane Watrow. Dane, how's it going today?
Very good. Thank you again for having me, and thank you to WYLN. I appreciate you all so very much.
Absolutely. Yeah. So today's actually been a very busy day for us since the Hazleton Laurel Mall has just opened 2 new businesses. We have a new antique store that just opened, as well as a new restaurant in the center core of the mall. And I know you were there to be there for the ribbon cutting and join everyone there for the two new businesses that we have here now in the Hazleton area.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it felt like I started my day with you, and we're halfway through the day and I'm still with you. So yeah, Laurel Mall, great stuff happening there. It appears to me like everything, all the stores are at full capacity. It seems like that anyway. And the center court there, the new restaurant that opened, I just learned they also have their first primary one down in Shenandoah.
Oh, really?
I also get to represent Shenandoah, thankfully, because I love that town. And now their second location up here in the Hazleton area of the Laurel Mall. So best of luck to them. We all like to see new businesses come in and really thrive and be successful, as well as the antique shop. So much neat stuff going there. I was just telling the staff that how interested I was. They had the old Nintendo with the joystick. Yeah. Did you see that there?
I did see that. Yeah.
I'm like, that's so cool. I haven't seen that since I was a little kid. And then moving on to the wall of clocks. Absolutely love the clocks, cuckoo clocks there. They have a mantle clock, and it's absolutely beautiful. Probably I was very close to purchasing one myself because I like clocks, but yes, so much good stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And like you said, it's just great to see these businesses appear here in the Hazleton area, as a lot of these small businesses are the backbone of the area. So it's really great to just see them just open up and start a new business here in the area.
You're 100% right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I also know that next week you will be making the trip down to Harrisburg. You have a resolution when it comes to how the state honors veterans here in Pennsylvania. Like we do have it as a national holiday in November with Veterans Day, but I always know that you're always trying to find ways for us to honor and protect our veterans like more and more here in Pennsylvania.
Resolutions are a great way to put the spotlight on whatever you're trying to run. And next week, the committee, Veterans Affairs Committee, decided to run my resolution that was a prime sponsor of declaring Pennsylvania a Veterans Day here in November. So that's very important. Like you said, there is a national November does declare a day to honor our veterans, but this is to hone in and to say, hey, Pennsylvania, we're also nationally, but here in the state, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we're also going to recognize it and put the spotlight on our veterans. It should be more than just one day. It should be every day for the sacrifices and the service that they gave our great country, whether they served in the stateside, overseas, reserve, National Guard, it doesn't matter. They put it on a uniform, they're a veteran, and sincerely we thank them all for their service. So next Monday they're going to be running that out of committee, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to say there's going to be a unanimous vote on that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely seems like that will go well for you. I also know that we are now accepting applications for the LIHEAP program.
Thankfully you brought that up because that is so super important. Right. Those LIHEAP the LIHEAP program that's offered through the state is super important. It gives assistance to people in need that need it. So if you think you're qualified, if you don't know if you're qualified, I always say, come in, make a phone call to us. Let's just see if you meet the qualifications. There's no harm, no foul. It doesn't cost anything to pick up that phone or stop in the office and say, hey, do I qualify for this assistance with LIHEAP? It's a good program out there, and we just encourage everybody to see if you qualify. Absolutely. Yeah, November 1st is that day.
Yep, definitely check that out. If, for those in need of the LIHEAP program, definitely check out the application online. And as always, I want to thank Dane Watcher for joining us here on Watcher's Weekly Update, and we'll see you next time.
Contact Pete Kasalika for a home and auto quote today.
Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.